can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome everybody to this week's News Graphic Sports Show. We are here at Great Crossing High School at boys basketball practice, where we are here to talk with Dudley Mattingly. He is a long-time, and I mean long-time, assistant coach in the county. Legendary freshman coach at Scott County High School. Has come over here to help out the Warhawks this year. He is a mentor of assistant coach Matt Walls, very familiar with a couple of the kids in this program. And we talked to Coach Mattingly, Coach Walls, Carson Walls, Coach Page, and Ty Skierman. Let's hear what they had to say about Coach Mattingly and his legacy.
Obviously, you know, when you think Coach Mattingly in this county, you think defense. You know, he was put in that freshman position to get kids to play hard, learn how to play defense. So, I mean, that's what I think. You know, he's a great basketball mind outside of defense, but that's kind of what I think of him when I think about Coach Mattingly.
No matter his age, he has always been intense. It'll never change. Even in practice, he tries to hold back a little bit, but you can tell it's all still there.
Let's see. I think my very first freshman game, he got on me probably the worst anybody's ever gotten on me. I'm not going to say what I did on camera, but from that moment on, I knew Dudley was. There was no games with Dudley.
I'm intense. I guess I'm old school. A little different, but you know, I try to teach or treat all the kids the same, whether the best player on the team or the kid that maybe doesn't get to play hardly any at all. You know, I think if you treat them all with the same respect and they're all held to the same standards of accountability, then I think they will respect you for that, and that's what I try to do. And you know, I don't hold anything back, and I've always told the kids, you know, if the parents don't agree with maybe the playing time they're getting, I've always told the kids, feel free to tell their parents they can come in and watch practices anytime, and they'll understand why I do what I do.
Yeah, I started 2004 as a freshman with Coach Mattingly. I tell you, first impressions was, wow, this guy's tough. But as you get to know him and as you start playing with him, he's probably one of the greatest influence on my playing career, just because he held me accountable. If you can get past the yelling and, you know, the intensity, he cares about everybody that comes through those programs, and just the accountability part really helped me as a player.
You know, he's been here, 3 years, basically, because, I played for him a little bit in 8th grade, but, you know, freshman year, he really toughed me up, you know. And, I attribute a lot of the stuff that I've done in my high school career to him, because, like, coming off that freshman year, you always got to tough the kids up. And now, from the seniors' perspective, you kind of see that. So I really attribute a lot of toughness to him and, like, playing hard, because if you didn't play hard for him, you're not playing.
I got hired by the assistant superintendent, Jack Williams. And of course, stipulation was that I had to do boys and girls basketball to get a job for physical education at Stamping Ground Elementary. I did the boys and girls there for about 4 years at Stamping Ground. And then I went to the middle school. I was out of basketball for maybe 5 years or something. And Pat Lair asked me to come on at Scott County Middle School, maybe 1988, something like that. And I was over there with Tim Glenn. I did the 8th grade, and he did the 7th, 4 or 5 years over there.
You know, when I, was kind of told that it was a possibility this year, when we discussed it, and I called him, I was excited because, you can't bring a better individual, honestly, on staff with the amount of experience that he has. He's having a blast, I think. At least that's what he's told us, told the kids, that he's having a blast, working with our group of kids. And his basketball knowledge is, off the charts. Coach Walls laughs and says that he says he's going to get 2 new ears after the season because he's got a manager yelling encouragement in one ear and Coach Mattingly yelling in the other ear. So he's always making suggestions during the games. That's why I told him, honestly, when I made that call that we kind of finalized everything for him to help us, his relationship obviously with Coach Walls was very strong, and the biggest reason, I would say that he agreed to come, and we knew each other, but he was coming for I just told him you're not coming just to help Coach Walls. If you're going to come, you're helping us through the entire program, and you're going to be not only Coach Walls' assistant, but you're going to help with the varsity program as well.
Matt always worked so hard. Of course, I followed him when he was in college at Marshall and at Georgetown College. And then he came over here, and Tamron was here, and he'd been asking me for about 3 years. I retired in 2019 at Scott County. And he'd been asking me for 3 years, and I finally said, hey, I'm going to tell him I'm going to help him, and I'm going to try to help the program.
Miss Mary, his wife, has dubbed me Dudley Jr. because I'm as loud as he is. But that's one thing I've taken away from him is, I want these young fellas to hear me, because I want to put them in the right spots to be successful, and that's what I've learned from Dudley. Just trying to help them, motivate them, just bring the best out of them.
I enjoyed being around kids and helping them improve themselves and believe in themselves and teach them work ethic, and the people that I've been lucky enough to be around to coach with that have either helped me or I've helped them, and it's been wonderful. They want to be coached, they want to be disciplined, and I think they want to be held accountable, and I think that they appreciate you for that, for holding them accountable.
He treats everybody the same. He's the same now that he was when he first started, probably. The intensity, the passion, the emotion, just for the game of basketball itself, and wanting to get the best out of these kids, I think is what really helps him and what motivates the guys, because they know that he just wants the best out of them.
As long as I guess they want me and I can help them with the program, I'm glad to help.
That's all for this week, folks. We hope you got some idea of the intensity that Coach Mattingly brings to every practice and what he has meant to the basketball programs in this county. Until next time, I'm Cal. See you on the sideline.